am going to be talking about just being positive through very hard times and just kind of how to get through that kind of stuff. Because, like, as I take off my makeup from work, because, that's what I want to do. Anyway, so, so, for me, if you've seen any of the other videos on my channel, I went through, like, a lot growing up. Like, a lot. When I was 3 years old, I went to my first shelter, and I didn't stop going to shelters until very recently, within the last year. And so that's about 20 years of on and off homelessness. And we never stayed at the same apartment for more than like 3 years. Usually we went back to like shelters, or we'd go to like a temporary apartment. And so growing up, like, I also had like addict parents. My dad would drink all the time and like fight with my mom, and like I had a lot of siblings. And so even though we were going through extremely hard times, like, we couldn't all just be depressed about it all the time. Because if you were, then, like, honestly, in my house, like, I just didn't really try to stay depressed openly growing up. I tried to, at least on the outside, make it look like I was super happy and bubbly all the time, because I just wanted everybody else to laugh and be happy around me, because, like, I knew that I felt really alone. And, like, sad because of, like, what was going on all the time. Never having a permanent place to sleep and stuff like that. And I grew up in a hoarder's house. So always being told, oh, it's going to be different. It's going to be different this time. Knowing it was never going to be different. Like, somebody had to keep the joy in that house. And it was definitely me. So, like, I would just, like, make a lot of jokes all the time. And I'd just make light of everything. And there was actually a problem later on. Because, like, then I kind of couldn't take anything seriously at all. Like, nothing. Everything was kind of a joke to me. And so, like, that was a whole other problem. I don't know. But it helped me through that very dark period of my life. And honestly, if you're going through like a super dark period of your life, you just need to keep smiling through it. And I know that sounds like, whatever. But just smile. And if you're getting like abused at home, report it. Call CPS. Call 911. Because it's probably not going to get better. It's just going to keep getting worse. Because, like, I knew how my mom was acting near the end when when we left our last shelter. I noticed she started acting weird once she wasn't under anybody's eye no more. And I was having an extreme mental health crisis. And instead of being there for me, she'd rather be on, like, sex chat sites and stuff. And so, like, it's crazy because I look at, like, pictures from that time, and my siblings are smiling and they're laughing with me and stuff like that. But after I left, it just got worse. And at that point, no amount of smiling, no amount of trying to act like things are okay are going to make it okay. Because there's a difference between keeping yourself joyful and protecting yourself. And personally, I regret not telling anybody earlier than I did. Because I could have prevented my siblings from having even more trauma than they had. And there's a fine line between it. Because growing up, I felt like I was just, like, keeping the joy in the house. But really, what I was going through at that time in my life was horrific. And I knew that once I left and she kicked me out at 17, that she was about to do something horrific to my boys. So this ended up being a very rambly video. But, sorry about that. I'll get back to the topic eventually, but it was just like, if I didn't report it when I did, I fear things would have gotten even worse than they were, and they were already really bad. But I regret not telling anybody sooner than I did, because I shouldn't have had to have the childhood I had. Like, if you look at any of my other videos, like, I didn't have a great childhood. Things weren't great for me. And even, like, later in my life, when I was, like, 17, 16, right before she kicked me out, I was defending her all the time. And she just, like, kept getting worse, you know? Like, I don't know. My point is, tell. Like, if it's something you can prove, like, we were living with maggots in the coffee maker, flies swarming out of the fridge. Like, we could have called at any time. And I regret not calling sooner. But if you're in a situation where, let's say, you can't call, but you're still able to watch this video, through that horrible time in your life, smile, take it one day at a time, and remember it really does get better. Like, it truly does get better once you're out of there and you're out of that house and you're able to just, like, live your life. It's better. And it may sound like it's forever from now, but forever will come. And you will be able to, like, be happy at the end. You will, like, find some type of joy, hopefully. I mean, I guess, sadly, the truth is some people don't. But I ended up being very blessed in the way that in the end it did end up working out for me. I work really hard so that I have something over my head. After I was living in a tent homeless. I was living on the streets homeless for years. And then I finally got a job, and now I'm able to have a place. And I'm building my credit. Well, yeah, I'm building my credit so that I can get an apartment eventually. And things are, like, blossoming, and things are getting great for me. And I don't know. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little yappy video of mine. I don't know what I'm going to end up calling it, because I ended up just spilling, kind of just talking at random. Probably just, I don't know. We'll see when it's uploaded. But if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, and subscribe. And, yeah, see me in my next video. Bye!